What's going on, guys? BTS here, and I have a bit of a story to tell. I was talking to some folks on Twitter about this, and they all seem to find the story pretty interesting, as does anybody else that I tell this story to. So this is how I almost died, and I mean died in real life, not in a video game. I came really, really close to death, and I am lucky as all hell to be alive right now, doing this YouTube thing, making this video, even just talking, right? I'm lucky to even be walking right now, to have full use of all my limbs, and basically to not be brain dead. But anyways, so I'm gonna get right into the story. I was walking to school one day. This is back in 2007, I believe, January of 2007. I'm pretty sure. My memory's not the greatest because of what happened. But yeah, 2007 January. I was in grade 8 at the time, I believe. Yeah, definitely grade 8. And so I was walking to school, and I met up with my buddy Cameron, and we started to talk, to just walk and talk about music. That's what we would usually do every single morning as we walked to school. And to get to the school that I went to, it was behind a Shoppers Drug Mart on the other side of a 4-lane road. So this was one of the main roads in my town that I live in. But it was early in the morning, and there were next to no cars there. There usually isn't much traffic around the time that we would walk to school, so we would always just jaywalk on that road. And I know that sounds horrible, but it's just what we did, and we had done it hundreds of times before. I had been going to the school for 2 years now, and I would jaywalk on that road every single day, just like the other 1,000 people that went to that school. We all just did it, and it's just the way we got to school. But anyway, so we get to the road that we would cross, and Cameron actually bends down to tie his shoe, so he has no idea what's about to happen, and he doesn't really see this coming, nor do I. I look to the left to cross, then I look back to my right. I look to my left again, and I look to my right. There's one car coming, but by the time it would get to where I would already be at school. So I'm like, it's fine. So I start to cross, and the next thing I hear is a car horn, and then I black out. What had happened was a car not a car, but a minivan, a full-size minivan, came out of a parking lot that was a little ways down the road, accelerated to about 35 to 40 miles an hour, about that, and hit me. I didn't see it coming. I blacked out. From what everybody has told me, I lost a shit ton of blood. It threw me about 30 feet, 10 feet in the air, and the next thing I remember was waking up in the ambulance, driving to the hospital with my mother leaning over top of me, crying a lot, as a mother would if, their child had just got struck by a minivan going that speed. So, what all happened was my left leg got completely shattered, and I now have steel rods in there for the rest of my life. The bone in my left arm popped out of the socket and tore through my skin about, I want to say, about 6 inches, but it didn't break, but it did completely tear through my skin. And I got a huge gash on the right side of my head, and as well as a bunch of swelling from sliding on the pavement after I had hit the ground. And as far as like things that still affect me now, it made my learning disability a bit worse. It made my speech impediment a bit worse, though that has been getting a lot better. And I don't have as much function in my left arm as I should. But other than that, I can still walk. I'm lucky as hell to be alive right now. It just so happened that there was an ambulance in the area that was able to get there and stop me from bleeding out. Because if the ambulance wasn't there, then I would have bled out, and I wouldn't be here right now. I would be dead. That's the cold hard truth. I would not be alive right now. But just by chance, there was an ambulance in the area that managed to come and get me. So luckily, I'm still alive today, and ever since then, I've always been scared. Like, I have a like fear of driving now, because I'm scared that I'm gonna do that to somebody else, which would be absolutely terrifying. And I know there's gonna be people saying that I'm lying, saying that I'm making it up. So what I'm gonna do is, when I was in the hospital about 3 days afterwards, I spent an entire week there. So about 3 days, I got my sister to take some pictures of me so I could see, because I had no mirrors in the room that I was in. So she took some pictures and she showed me, and I happen to still have them. So I'm going to warn you now, these are gory. There's going to be a link in the description, 3 links. First 2 are going to be of my face. The next one is going to be of my arm. And I had steel rods in my arm that came through my skin that kept my arm in place. So yeah, be warned, they are a bit gory, so if you don't like seeing blood or stuff like that, do not click them. But if you are a bit curious, and they're really not that bad, but they are, you know, some people, they don't like to see them, and I don't blame them. But go ahead, look if you want. And there is one upside to this. I live in Canada. We have free healthcare. So me spending a month in a wheelchair, 2 months on crutches, and a week in the hospital, going through about 10 different casts on my leg, that didn't cost us a cent. We did not have to spend $1 to get me all fixed up and all better right now. So that's my story. That is how I almost died. Moral of the story, don't fucking jaywalk. Go take the fucking crosswalk. It's not that hard. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I'm BTS, and until next time, stay creative, guys.